All right, another training session with Siren in the garage. We're working on focused healing for IGP, front position for IGP, sit down and stand on the box. Here we go. All right, Siren and I in the garage again. Here for another uncut training session. Except maybe I will cut it at some points if it gets boring. So, she's pushing me. She wants to train. She's excited. She got distracted, but she comes back, and that's good. I just want her to initiate the training, which she's doing and she's learned to do, which is great. I like to see her wanting to train, so we start with a little bit of chase. Comes right back. Very good girl. Barking at me, which I want. Normally, in this case, I don't want. Getting me frustrated. And I'm telling her, I don't want that right now. Let's keep calm. Go back into a chase game. Let her win it. Sometimes she wins it. Sometimes I let her win it. She's barking at me again, which I don't want right now. Usually, I want that barking. In between the transition from reward and the next behavior, I don't want it to be dead space. I want her to be pushing me, whether that's barking, whether that's just like giving me engagement, whether that's following me in position, which I'll show you, I think later on she does it. But the reason why I don't want barking right now is because the quality of her barking in the garage, I'm not liking it. Could be a little bit of like spatial pressure is causing her to give me a different quality of barking. Outside, it's amazing. So I need to train it in the garage just to get the quality that I want, and I haven't done that yet. So until I do that, I don't really want her barking at me in the garage. But see, I stopped her. Now she's offering me behaviors like, okay, what else can I do, right? Asked her for that down, which is really nice down. And we start again. A little bit of chase, keep the energy up. Okay. And now I'm helping her out, like wait in between the transitions, but you see how she remained engaged with me. Asked her for the follow. She's giving me the follow. Okay. But see how like now I say yes, she remains engaged with me. So I like that. I don't want her checking out in between from reward to the next thing. So see, she's giving me eye contact the whole time. I can ask her for a cue there. Kind of get started with now practicing important behaviors, get into the actual training. Just working on position, single steps, looking good. Nice. Normally, I have a leash to help because she's still a young dog. She has experience doing this. Still needs a leash though in order to give her a little bit of help when necessary, right? Nice. Reward with the spin just to help with position and foraging. So I asked her for the foos, and she came in very crooked like that. I don't mind if she comes in crooked with the butt in. That's better than the butt out. I can always fix that butt in easily. And it will always look better with the butt in than the butt out if your dog tends to go a certain way. But I would even say that was my fault asking her for that foos from the position she was in. She just threw herself into the position, and that's how she ended up. I'm going to reward it because I like the effort. Now we're back into just single steps over here. And that's very nice. That position is very nice. So you'll see sometimes those positions, like right here, her butt is in. It doesn't necessarily affect what she knows foos to be, but now I'm trying to correct it. Now I'm trying to be like, no, that was wrong. It's a little hard for her. She doesn't know what to do. She's like, I think that's foos. I think I'm right. So she broke position. She comes back in. The butt is in. I'm going to help her now with my own movement. If I had the leash, I could help. Or if I anticipated and I put my my right foot behind my left foot, I could have stopped the butt from swinging so far back. But we're just going to carry on because, you know, that was nice. Because I don't have the tools necessary right now to fix what I want to fix. But other than that, you see, that was a nice turn. She put herself in the right position. Nice step up. She's in the right correct position. I like. Step back. Very nice. That was a good step back. And I like to reward with the spin. Reward with the spin helps with foraging because they have to go back and around in order to get the reward. Little bit of follow to break up, you know, what we're working on. This is easy. This is no pressure. She just has to follow me. It's nice because I get that little bit of healing behavior. I can see it, like the marching. There's a little bit of hoppiness because there's not enough room here to really get. That was a nice foos. And a spin. Like an easy foos there after all of the repetitions. You know, she gets a nice easy reward off of a really good repetition. And she, you know, went in to hit herself right there. I asked her to sit. I'm going to maybe ask her for a foos. There we go. So I asked her for the sit. I moved out of the position. And then I asked her for it. She didn't fully enter correctly. But again, it's my fault. I don't have the leash on her in order to help. Now we're working on a little bit of motion. You see how hoppy she is? Again, it's because there's not enough space in here to work on that nice motion. Doesn't necessarily mean we can't work on motion. But when we take this to the field, she probably will be a little bit hoppy. That's fine. Once we start healing more duration, we will correct that in time. A nice heel from a different position. I kind of just sprung that on her. That was a really good rep, and now I break out the toy. We start with the food because she goes crazy for the toy, so I like to get her head first with the food. I get her thinking. She still shows me some power. I don't want to get her too aroused, but just high enough to be able to work with me. Then, you know, at some point the toy comes out. We have a little bit of fun. The toy goes away. And then we go from food to toy strategically in the session. A little bit of playing just to, you know, still keep it fun. But I'm also trying to remain calm as well because she can get pretty high. Now, this is just what I'm doing now. I'm kind of going into just like sequencing when she sees me kind of spin, like rotating in place. I want her to rotate her body to meet me in a heel. Again, if I had the leash on me, I'd be able to help get that that entry into that rotation looking more nice. But this is just a low pressure fun thing. I didn't intend to do all of this. But that's not the worst. That's not really that bad. The entry. And I'm saying what I did there, I did a right turn. We haven't done a lot of right turns. And I don't want her lagging behind. So as I did that right turn, I was telling her, foos, 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 like, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And she stayed with me, reward. So I got to do a little more right turns and teach her when I do those right turns, you got to stay with me in position. There's no lagging behind. And I will get the leash on her when I get more serious about kind of just fine tuning. It's not even correcting. It's just fine tuning. And that's really nice. She entered. She's nicely marching. But again, there's not enough space in here to get that marching for the entire duration. She gets a little bit hoppy. But that's fine. That was a very nice stop with me there. She's in a really nice position. I'm just waiting a bit to show her, hey, sometimes you stop and we remain in the position. and reward her.
Good job.
I asked her foos that time. A lot of times I just want her to get in. The cue is just basically my rotation on the spot for her to get in. Eventually,
Very good, girl.
I'll ask for it and have her pop in like that. I like to separate the static position, the basic position, with healing in motion. So sometimes, as you see, a lot of the healing here was single steps forward and back, and asking for it. And a lot of the motion heal was me turning and her coming into it on her own. And a lot of times I'll turn, she comes into it on her own. I'm going to pause it for a second. A lot of times I'll turn on the spot, she comes into the heal on her own. As we get moving and I see she's in a nice position, I will give the cue in motion. When I see that nice position. When I get a leash on her and I start rotating and she comes in, I have more control over her movements. So I'll be able to, as I start spinning or rotating in place, I give her the cue and I can use the leash to guide her in how I want. And then, that's training over time. The more I do that, the more it becomes muscle memory, the more she's rewarded for it. It becomes muscle memory and she knows this is how I enter the position. If you don't help them, if you don't give them any guidance, they will enter how they want. They will do things how they want. But, in this sport, in IGP, you want to show specific behaviors. It's very stylized. So you don't necessarily want the dog to decide how to do it. You want to show the dog to do it, obviously allowing the dog, some self-expression and freedom, but ultimately you want to use the tools to help guide the dog to show the style that you want to show. All right, looks like now we're going to work on front position a little bit.
Here. Good.
That was nice. I put a piece of hot dog in my mouth. She knows it's in there, so she's looking at my face.
Down. Good girl.
Ask her for a here.
Here.
And she stays looking at my face because she knows the treat's coming from my mouth.
Hey.
Reward.
Yeah.
Reward from the mouth, so she stays center and focused on my face. Now this rep, no food in the mouth.
Here. Good here.
That was good. And I want her still looking at me, even though I'm reaching for the toy behind me.
Very good. Yes.
Reward marker, open the legs, she runs straight through. So you can see the reward position is important. It's either coming from my mouth with food or it's going through my legs for the toy. Early on when we were luring, my hand would always be, center, and the reward would always be coming from center.
Oh.
Keep it fun, chase games.
Yeah. Give me off. Good. Very good. Down. Good.
And now the reps I'm asking without food in my mouth after a couple with the food in my mouth. That was pretty good. She came in straight. Looks like maybe she could be straighter, but I have her fix it.
Yes.
And that was a good fix. She did that on her own and she was straight enough, so she gets rewarded for that.
Hey, that's a good job, baby. That's a good job.
And as you can see, I didn't have food in my mouth. I didn't have enough room to throw the toy behind me and have her go through my legs because of those skids behind me. So I kind of did like a little jump out of position. As I said, yes, a little jump out of position so we all break position together, right?
Good girl.
Now here, that was something stupid on my part because I don't like her barking, but I'm testing her at this point, right? I did a little test. I said, I got her to bark at me. It wasn't good barking. That was dumb for me to even try that, but I tried it. She wasn't barking at me nicely, but I'm not gonna, fight her on it or pick that time to try to teach her on it. This session should be coming to an end really soon anyways. So that, again, that was dumb on my part. I will do a session where we're just working on the barking in the garage. I think I'm at this point, like, kind of liking how the training is going. And actually, there where she popped into a here, and I was like, no, 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 no. Realistically, that's her anticipating, so she's learning. That wasn't necessarily a bad thing. I didn't correct her, but realistically, looking at that, nah, I shouldn't have rewarded her. I should have said, oh, that's nice, or something like that, and be like, let's try again, right? But I was just like, no, 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 no. But it's not like a heavy correction. It's just like, no, no, no. Like, I think I was more like, oh, she broke the down. In anticipation of coming into the here. So again, that's not like the worst thing, because when they anticipate, it shows that they're learning, right? So, and then you gotta mold that into, I like that you're learning, let's do it on cue, right? Yeah, I ended the barking because I didn't want that barking at all. Now she's trying to come into a heel. She's entering this mode now. I'm going to pause again, where she's trying to offer me all these behaviors to get the toy, right? So that's what I was talking about before. And if I start with the toy, a lot of times her head is just somewhere else, and she just starts offering me behavior after behavior after behavior, like, give me that toy. Sometimes I start with the toy and it's fine. Other times she's like really high. I can work with it. Like if I end up starting with her and she's really high, okay, you gotta train, right? So I can work with it. But in this moment now, she's getting a little bit higher, and she's getting less thinking and more reacting, and she's just showing me behaviors. Just give me that toy. Here's something. Here's this position. Here's barking. Here's coming into a heel. Look, I like it. It shows that she knows that it comes through me, and she's trying to show me something. But I want her to do it on cue. So I don't ever really correct that behavior. There will be a time where, like, if she breaks positions, yes, you have to correct it. But right now we're just having fun. It's a lighthearted session, and she's just trying. And sometimes you just reward effort, and you don't correct it. I wouldn't correct effort. That was a really nice plot. And that was me just trying something new there. I think I'm getting to a point where, like, I don't even know what to do anymore, but I like how this session is going. I'm having fun, I guess. So, see, she started, I'm going to pause again. She started barking at me there, and instead of getting into, like, a fight about it, like, hey, no, stop that, I just ended it with a cue. And I haven't really been asking her for a foos from barking so much yet, so that was also kind of a test, but she hopped in really nicely. That looked really good.
Good. Let's. Good plats.
Those are good plots.
Wow. Good. Here. Good.
That was good. Good position, little slow, but that's fine. This is all kind of new things, so she's thinking a little bit,
Good job.
which is fine.
Good girl.
Speed comes, you know. All right, so I mean, I'm editing this video. I'm watching the box stuff. You know, I was like, cool, I'm just yelling at myself like I should have ended this video minutes ago. So, you know, we just do a few reps on the box. What am I trying to say here, baby? What am I trying to say? The training session went on for a little too long, and I'm just gonna end it there. And that's just how I do things. If you do things differently, let me know in the comments below. If you want to see me do some work on the box, then subscribe, because that's coming. And please like this video. I will see you guys next time.